say something.
Is the curtain up?
Yes.
We can't see anything. It's like the end instead of the beginning. What's wrong?
That fool stage manager forgot to bring up the lights.
Oh, he didn't forget, Ernest. There's something deliberate about this. I don't trust him.
Oh, you've got him all wrong, Winifred. He won't play tricks on us. Not him.
Just leave everything to me. I'll go out and talk to him.
But you can't.
Why not?
Don't you remember what he said? We're not to leave the stage until we've acted out the play.
He was just trying to be impressive. I've met his kind before, and it's time you learn that actors are more important than stage managers.
But he said it before our wall.
Well, I won't stand here in the dark. Lights! Hey, you out there, lights!
Maybe we're not as important as you think, Ernest. Let's just be quiet and wait.
Is there an audience out there?
Yes. I can hear them soughing.
You can hear them what?
Soughing, dear. Breathing heavily as in sleep.
I feel as if I'm asleep too.
If everybody's going to feel things, we're not going to get anywhere at all.
This is sleep and dreaming. I'm a child again. I can see myself being led to this room full of people. They laugh and tell me to dance. I don't know how to dance. So I hopped up and down on one foot. Up and down, up and down. Now they're applauding. I'm a great success. So why do I feel like crying?
Ah, now that's more like it.
I knew he'd take care of us. I knew it.
The stage manager said, "Let there be light!" And there was light.
They won't stand still. They seem to be changing. It's worse than it was before.
Why don't you join the choir and have that cry?
And look, Winifred, you were right. There is an audience.
So there is.
Isn't it wonderful? Do you see them, Tony?
Yes, I see them.
They're waiting for us to begin.
Do they know what we're going to do? Has been explained to them.
I defy you to explain anything that is happening on this stage.
I was just asking a question.
Don't ask questions, Tony. You'll only make yourself unhappy. Ernest says they're waiting for us to begin. So let's begin.
Wait a minute, Laura. Tony may have a point there. I wonder if they do know what we're going to do.
Maybe we ought to tell them.
All right then. Tell them.
Me?
Certainly. It's your bright idea.
Well, I'm sure I could explain everything very lucidly.
I'm sure you could. That's why I want him to do it.
I wouldn't know what to say.
I know you wouldn't.
Are you making fun of me, Winifred?
Whatever gave you that idea?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to... Well, they say every actor has a dream. A recurring dream. And he's on a stage, and there's an audience. He doesn't know what the play is, or what his lines are. That's the way it is with us. This afternoon. Maybe we're dreaming. Maybe we're not really here. I don't know.
You can stop right there. I know I'm here. Unwillingly, irrevocably, disgustingly here.
You'd better let me do it, Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, about an hour ago, each of us received a message to report to this theater. There were jobs waiting for us. When we arrived, the stage manager told us to go on stage immediately and improvise a play, which we are about to do. See how easy it is, Tony?
It's just easy to say what has happened. We didn't say what it means. Who are we? Why are we here? That's the important thing.
That young man has rocks in his head.
Would it help if we told him our names, Tony?
An excellent suggestion, Laura. I was about to think of it myself.
Here we go.
You have no program, so you know nothing about us. My name is Ernest. I'm returning to the stage after several successful seasons on the West Coast, where I scored personal successes in more than 2 score films. Born of a theatrical family, I was reared in stage dressing rooms. And at the age of 5,
Ernest! You're not explaining anything.
I'm telling them who I am.
But it's more than that.
Oh, be quiet, Tony. I think this is very interesting. I love hearing about other people.
All right.
Go
I'll
on,
be quiet.
Ernest.
Well, then that
Why don't you be quiet too, Ernest?
I haven't finished.
Surely they know all about you. An actor of your standing. You wouldn't want to bore them by telling them things they already know. Now, do you?
Well, no.
Then sit down.
It's your turn, Winifred.
My name is Winifred. I've had a rather cloudy career as an actress. You may have seen me, but you won't remember me. I usually play the leading lady's best friend. I don't like the theater because you can't trust it. This is an example of what I mean. Next.
My name used to be Laura Lee, but somebody said a long stage name is bad luck, so I shortened it to Laura. It hasn't helped me much, but I really don't mind. Perhaps I wasn't meant to be an actress. I think that's all.
Hold tight, everyone. It's your turn, Tony.
I have nothing to say.
But Tony, you have to tell me something about yourself.
Why? None of you did. It's all so unreal. Who are you? Why are you here? Did you come for escape? For enlightenment? Or for curiosity? Or were you too commanded?
We weren't any of us commanded.
Then what are we doing here? It's the only explanation. You are a celebrity. Surely this is beneath you. Laura here wasn't meant to be an actress. And Winifred hates the stage.
And you're afraid, aren't you?
Yes, I'm afraid. There, I've told them something about myself.
If that's all you've got to say, sit down. You were amusing for a little while, but not anymore. Soul searching is the lowest form of entertainment.
I don't see why you're afraid, Tony. You ask a question and the answer's simple. We are here to please the audience, and they are here to be pleased.
Why can't you be more like Ernest, Tony? He knows everything.
The stage manager's not going to like it if we don't do something soon.
Of course, Laura. I hope you will be patient with outbursts of this sort, ladies and gentlemen. Naturally, some of us are a little confused, but we're going to begin our play very shortly, as soon as we've made a few preparations. You see, the stage manager gave us instructions.
He wrote upon the tables the words of the covenant.
Shut up, Winifred! And I think it only fair to let you know what they are. First of all, our play will not end until he's completely satisfied with our performance.
Oh, that's a cheerful thing to tell them. He's one of those sour little men that are never pleased with anything.
You better stop talking about him like that, Winifred. He's right over there and he can hear you. You may offend him.
That's nothing compared to what he's done to me.
But he's so important and good. He's been very kind to us and I have great faith in him.
I thought you wanted to begin, Laura.
I'm sorry, Ernest.
Secondly, we're not now permitted to leave the stage at any time. And last of all, our play is to be an imitation of life.
No, that's wrong. Well, it is. He didn't say that.
Are you sure, Tony?
Yes, I listened very carefully. He didn't say that it was supposed to be an imitation of life. He said that it was supposed to be life.
Oh, I think you may be right.
That's one thing I know.
Ridiculous. Plays can be about life, like life, for life, against it.
But the best ones are against it.
But they can't be life.
But that's what he said.
Yep, those are his very words.
Well, Ernest, for once you're wrong. This is an unexpected pleasure.
I'm not wrong. I know that's what he said. I just wanted to see if you remember, that's all.
We did.
All right, let's go.
What do we do?
We smile and say brilliant things. How do you do, Lord Fiddle?
How do you do, Lady Fado?
Oh, how nice of you to come.
How nice of you to let me.
How nice of you to say so.
Oh, how nice.
How charming.
How delightful.
Curtain! Guess that wasn't enough.
Well, of course not. I didn't even have a characterization yet.
We won't get anywhere that way. We can't jump into the middle of it. We've got to know what we're doing.
Pardon me, but I know what I'm doing.
But we have to have some place to start.
Well, if you're so sure of yourself, find it.
Well, there's got to be something around here that will help us. Maybe if we look at the set.
I've already looked.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing. It serves its purpose admirably. For general gracious.
But it's new to me. I mean, look at the distortions.
Where?
The door frame is crooked. And the walls are uneven.
Oh, yeah.
There are no distortions. The set is perfectly all right.
What could it be then?
Well, it's obviously a room. And you only find rooms in houses. It must be somebody's home.
What's a home without a mother?
There, Tony. I've got you one character already.
But we'll play it.
Well, there's Winifred.
No, there isn't Winifred.
Why not? You're perfect.
I won't do it.
Yes, you will. You have just the right quality, and I have decided.
Then you can turn around and undecide. When I was in high school, I played a reindeer in a Christmas pageant. My first professional role was a maid, the kind that gives exposition. Since then, I have played nothing but wisecracking cynics of unmistakably easy virtue. I had the right quality for them.
I would think a mother would be a nice change for you.
Me?
What do you want to do?
Well, but once, just once, I want to play the young sweet thing everybody falls in love with. Don't laugh, or I will walk off the set, and I don't care what God Almighty out there says. I am serious.
Oh, but that's Laura's part.
It is always Laura's part. I want to do it once.
I'm sure I don't know why. Ingenues are such sticky, spineless things.
I want to be sticky.
But there's so much more to a good character role.
Then why don't you play the mother?
I'd like to, but I don't think Ernest would let me.
I certainly wouldn't. That's Winifred's part.
Fine. Just thought I'd have my say.
And Tony will play your son.
Is that the best I could do?
Don't worry, Winifred. I don't like it any more than you do.
And what's the matter with you?
Me? Play her son? I wouldn't know what to do.
Why don't you try hopping up and down on one foot?
Another joke, Winifred. Good for you.
Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
The reason I can't play the part is, well, I've never been a son. Oh, I had parents. Wonderful parents. So wonderful that when I was 6, they told me I'd been a mistake. They hadn't wanted me. And would I please not get in their way? I was keeping them from having a good time. They wanted to laugh. They laughed at anything. Especially things they didn't want to understand. The way Winifred does.
They were probably very cruel. Am I?
If I say yes, they'll think I'm just feeling sorry for myself. But if I say no, I won't be telling the truth.
I never intend to be cruel. I feel very kindly about most things, but I'm ashamed of it, so it doesn't come out that way. There's something so humiliating about letting yourself go. I think you can be my son, Tony.
All right, I will.
And Laura will be her sweetheart. You've just become engaged and you brought her home to meet your mother.
And what will you play, Ernest?
Me? I'm a friend of the family. Wealthy, dashing, handsome, influential, wise. The backbone of the play. The one who resolves the conflict in the end.
Does there have to be a conflict?
Of course! Who ever heard of a play without conflict?
What will it be? Am I in it?
Yes, Winifred doesn't like you because you're stealing her son. And you're a fighter. She's determined to break up the engagement. It just so happens you're a fighter too. Neither of you will give in. Conflict.
And how do you propose to resolve that?
Well, the only reason you're jealous of Laura is because you're lonely and you have no one but Tony to love. So, I'll marry you and that'll settle everything.
Won't Tony's father object?
He's dead.
That's the part I would play.
And Tony and I get married?
Yes.
Oh, it's perfect, Ernest. I don't know how you thought it up. Go ahead and say the first line.
Give me a minute. My boy, you're about to take a very serious step. Marriage is the most important event in a young man's life, in a woman's too. Be sure, my children, be terribly sure that you love each other enough.
Of course she loves my son. Women have always been attracted to him. Why, when he was 3, his governess cut her throat for unrequited love.
Oh, I do love him. I do. Just the sight of him, sound of his voice, touch of his hand, the way his eyes peer through the corners when he smiles.
How sticky can you get?
Wasn't that line all right? It's a sentimental comedy.
It's a farce.
Oh, you're both wrong. It's a drama.
Oh, what difference does it make? The point is you don't mean what you're saying. It doesn't make sense.
And you don't like it.
It's not a question of liking.
Look, Tony, I've been in the theater a great deal longer than you have, and I'm tired of you telling me how to do things.
But it's pointless if we don't believe in ourselves, isn't it?
You were right, Winifred. Rocks. Big ones.
Yeah. Please, let's keep going. It spoils it if we have to stop after every line.
Come here, son. Sit down. Oh no, over here. Oh, for heaven's sakes, give me your hand.
I'm sorry, Mother.
Tell me all about it. How did you meet?
We met.
Where, my boy? That's the important thing. Why, I've always found that one should be very careful when one falls in love. Now, in my case,
Ernest?
What? I was about to get into a nice bit of character exposition.
It's not your scene. Now, how did you meet?
I don't know.
Well, try.
Ernest, where did we meet?
On a bus.
On a bus.
On a bus.
We were staying together.
In the same seat.
I lost my purse.
She didn't have any money.
You paid my fare.
It was only 10 cents.
The conductor was about to throw me off. It was awfully funny.
I almost died laughing.
Ernest, say something.
Well, what's the use? The audience is going to be walking out any minute now.
I wish we could.
But we've got to go on.
Are you happy?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Darling,
You're supposed to be happy in this scene. Happy and self-assured. You're a fighter.
Oh my God, Ernest! We can't all be fighters!
Once I was walking down the crowded street, my mother and father were in front of me, arm in arm. I was very small. Suddenly I stopped walking, but they kept on, not noticing. I can remember watching people fill in the gap between us, until suddenly I couldn't see them anymore. I was alone. I think I was happy then. If that was the only time.
Well, then you should have...
Go ahead, Winifred. Say something brittle and smart.
I was going to. Tony, I want to be...
you weren't acting. That really happened.
I know.
But don't you see? You're happy in this scene.
Never mind him, Laura. He's hopeless.
There's plenty of time, Ernest.
Is there? The stage manager's not going to put up with this forever. We've been out here a lifetime already.
You're always so impatient.
We've completely lost the thread of the plan. We're not doing anything the way we planned it.
Maybe it's better this way.
It would be so simple if only he would act.
He hasn't had as much experience as you had.
Well, then why does he have to be the center of attention? Let me take the stage for a while.
You always blunder in and take charge of everything. You cast him in this part. Now give him a chance.
How much of a chance does he need?
Leave him alone. He's trying as hard as he knows how. He's doing a good job, and I think he's giving a fine performance. Did you hear me, Tony? I was defending you.
I know. Even though I wasn't doing a good job.
I've never defended anyone before in my life.
I thought it was humiliating to let yourself go.
He said we should improvise, but we're not improvising, we're being ourselves.
Shall we go on and play?
If you want to.
Where were we?
You were asking me.
I remember. Are you happy?
Nothing's any clearer. The lights and colors are still diffused and rolling like a pinwheel. The world is inside out as it always has been. But something's happened. It's easier.
What happened?
You were kind.
Oh, Winifred, if you want me to run, at least make a point.
But I'm not in love with you! And I won't pretend that I am!
But that's all you can do. That's all any of us can do. Pretend that's all there is.
Yes, that's all there is. But that's not all there might be. For just 1 second, there was something more. The only right thing that has happened to me since I came out here. And if that was wrong because it wasn't part of the play, then I don't want to be part of the play either.
What are you gonna do?
There's only one thing I can do.
Oh, you wouldn't dare leave.
Why? Because of them? I've got nothing to give them, Ernest, except myself. And that doesn't seem to be enough.
But the stage manager, what will he do to you?
I don't care anymore. He tells us the play is the most important thing we do. He's convinced you of it. I can neither fear nor respect anybody who puts such a high value on hypocrisy. He can damn me if he wants to.
Tony? Don't you wonder about me?
Will you come with me, Winifred? I'd like that.
I want to, but I can't. There's a difference between us. You've tried here, and I haven't. Your conscience is free. Mine is laden with things I haven't done or even said. I can't go. Not just yet.
Will he come back?
Not after this. He'll never see the inside of a theater again.
Then our play is ruined. Disappointment is not new to me. Things are always going to be so wonderful. And they never are. I keep saying to myself, never mind, that's how things must be. There's nothing you can do about it. But this time there was something I could have done. And I don't know what it was.
Poor Tony. The kid was no actor. Anyone can tell that. I don't see how he got the job. He didn't have anything. No experience, no imagination. None of the things you've got to have to be a success on the stage. Thank God I haven't been worried that way. If I had, I wouldn't be what I am today.
And what are you today, Ernest?
What?
I said, what are you today?
Winifred, you know very well that...
Yes, I know. But do you? You've been sitting back here, shaking your head over poor Tony. He was the only one of us who ever made a go of it here.
I was doing an excellent job. Until this happened.
Oh, Ernest!
Well, wasn't I?
Do you really want me to tell you? Shall I say it? Shall I put it into words? Just what you are today?
I've always believed strongly in my own abilities and the chances they gave me for success. They placed me just a notch above other people. And I was sure that I could cope with any circumstance, any situation, and act with precision and wisdom. That's what my life's been built upon. If I lose it, I lose myself. No, Winifred, I don't want you to say it. I have no need of your opinion. It is unimportant and it means nothing to me. As long as the audience likes me.
That's all that matters. They're moving. And this is our play, an improvisation. Acting parts so different from ourselves and trying to keep ourselves from showing through. Why do we do it? Because the stage manager said so, and that's the way it must be. A pathetic yearning for applause. By the way, whatever became of the play?
I don't understand you, Winifred.
Never mind. What do you say if we pick it up where we left off?
I know we should, but I can't be disappointed again.
Oh, come on. Ernest and I will help you. Won't we, Ernest?
Well, of course.
What we're going to do is come up with a way to go on with the play without Tony. How about it, Ernest? You always have good ideas.
Give me a minute.
Laura, any suggestions?
No.
Well, could he have taken sick? Or gone to the kitchen for
Perhaps a
something?
telephone call. That's always good.
Yes, an important message about a job he's been offered. Yeah, like right away.
That's it. We'll make something of it after all.
Oh, the lights!
What about the lights? There's nothing different about them, is there?
The play has ended.
And we haven't done anything.
Yes, we have. We've done everything that was expected of us.
What's wrong? What's wrong with the lights? It's dark again. I don't understand.
Ernest, at last, you don't understand.
But the audience, what about them?
Still worrying about them? Don't you see? They're no different from us. Except that when the curtain falls and the house lights come up, they have to go on, improvising.
It's kind of tradition for the cast to get their director or something, Mr. Steffi. And I know he thinks we forgot about him because we didn't give him to him last night. He drove us crazy, and we probably added gray hair on his head, so thanks a lot.
Go, Mr. Steffi.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some performances. Could you please come to seats? Thank you. Jillian has this little voice and can't get your attention, I know.